UNC back to where they want to be.
We go from one national championship contender to another. It's 157. H.Hidlay, he is perfect against ACC opponents. 25-0 in his career, looking to become the first ever four-time All-American for the Wolfpack. Go back to that 2018 season. He was runner-up to Jason Nolf, entered that year as the #1 seed, placed 4th in 2019. Followed up with last year's All-American honor following the COVID-19 pandemic. And H.Hidlay ready to go to work. J.McClure, the redshirt senior, standing there for North Carolina. And Rock, no surprise, after 4 weights, we knew this was going to be tight, but this is a stretch now where the Wolfpack will want to try to get some separation.
I don't know if you all at home can hear that. H.Hidlay is coming with the hard clubs. You can hear him banging on the headgear of McClure. But yes, this is what we expected. Two teams that are rivals, that don't really care for each other. Going back and forth, wrestling is like momentum. The pendulum is swinging to one side to another side.
Hidlay, the 3-time ACC champion. It has been his conference, complete domination. Just the 11th wrestler in Wolfpack history to win 3 ACC titles. Big underhooks, that's what you're going to get from the Hidlay brothers. Hayden using it as a steering wheel, just maneuvering McClure where he wants. Drops down, McClure tried to catch him, and McClure will pop around for 2. So the redshirt senior, who Coleman Scott said is going to wrestle as if I have nothing to lose, catches Hidlay.
Good job. You know, and he wants to get out, and not just get out to score, but to show that I can wrestle with you. Good wrestling there. He was pushing against the underhook. As soon as he went for the underhook, H.Hidlay was extended just a little bit. And what McClure did, he popped his hips in, spun around to get control, and immediately went to the boots, or what we call double legs.
Bit too quick on the stand-up. J.McClure, he's a 5th-year senior. He was an NCAA qualifier in 2019. He split time last year with H.Hidlay. It was Hidlay who represented the Tar Heels at the ACC championship a season ago. So McClure entered this 5th year with some extra fire in the belly.
Two weeks ago, H.Hidlay wrestled Justin McCoy against Virginia. He gave up the first takedown. Ended up winning, but it was a tighter match than what people had expected. Let's see if McClure can do the same thing. Early takedown and keep the pressure on H.Hidlay.
I think when you look at McClure, this is a big body at 57. He talked about his strength and conditioning through the COVID times, and he's as big as he's ever been. He says his body's back to 100%. He fought some injuries, in particular during that 2019 season where he had the injury default out of the ACCs. Said he's fresh, he's healthy, and ready to go. Shot by Hidlay, he's in low, switches to the double, and he takes the lead for the first time.
He went to a single, and as McClure fed him hips, he moved his head from one side of the single to the other side and got the double. It's always good when you just continue to wrestle. You don't wait to see what is the guy going to do. I'm going to shoot one leg, and I'm going to grab 2 legs.
Has the wrist, trying to cinch up a wing, maybe get a late turn with that wrist trap. McClure barreling toward that belly button, and Hidlay is able to get the turn and the count.
Arm bar tilt, great wrestling by the All-American. He didn't say, I'm just going to hold on to the end of the period. He had it, and he got the back points. Opened this match up.
Knew exactly how much time he had. Worked it on top like he has throughout the years in his career against ACC foes, and McClure paid the price.
7 unanswered.
Yeah, he can do it in bunches. That time they're going to give the caution to McClure. If you're new to wrestling, you are given a couple of cautions before the third one cost you a point. Sometimes you'll see them issued on a start from the referee position. 7-2, Hidlay with the 5-point lead. McClure had that leg in for a moment. Now a switch and an escape. Hidlay's away.
That was textbook. He went, he isolated the one arm, and then he cut through, and now he's going back to the attack. H.Hidlay right back in there.
McClure gives up on the whizzer, and he gives up on the 2, and Hidlay with a 10-2 commanding lead.
This is why he's the leader of the Wolfpack. Not rattled, gave up the first takedown, has now scored 10 unanswered. He's getting to be as complete as he can be. Solid on his feet, solid on top, knows the fundamentals to get out on bottom. And what McClure has to do is lift his head off the mat, because when your head is on the mat, it doesn't look good. He's trying to step up, roll through tilt, and going right back to the arm bar. He's working hard on top.
McClure able to free up the right arm for a moment. Boy, Hidlay, he just continues to work. Relentless in the riding position. And this will grind at you if you're underneath this type of ride.
I wouldn't be surprised if the official calls for a stall, and he sure did.
I was thinking right along those same lines. And if you're McClure, you're just going, come on, I can't do much.
That was the second stall call.
11-2, Hidlay with the point, stalling.
Sean, can't you hear the NC State fans, and when I say the fans, the teammates, they're just yelling, come on, keep going. That's why wrestling's not an individual sport, it's a team sport. Look at them clapping.
Don't forget, ACC Women's Hoops better than ever. Tipping us off Sunday, it's Notre Dame and Syracuse at 11 o'clock Eastern. Then number 2 at 2 o'clock, Clemson and Wake Forest. And then we cap off the day, Virginia Tech hosting North Carolina. That game in Blacksburg, it's all right here. The ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Get your hands where you want them. Get your hands where you want them.
Josh McClure had the first 2. 11 unanswered by Hidlay. And he's in deep again. And in this position before, Hidlay's been able to finish every time.
Great job, control the knee. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it, keep loosing.
Hidlay will try to slip that left arm free. He does. And another takedown. Constant offense from the redshirt senior.
He is working, he's working. He is working. And McClure isn't doing much from bottom right now. But what can you do when a guy is putting that much pressure, isolating the right side, looking for another.
One,
kept wrestling.
no change, down.
He was close to cinching up that armbar tilt again, but rolling on through was Josh McClure. So Rock, let me pose this question to you. You look at North Carolina State, and they had that great 2016 recruiting class, the top recruiting class in the country. Popolizio has strung together some really good recruiting classes, and Hidlay, part of these redshirt seniors, as you see him work his magic again. What do you think the decision process will be for a lot of these seniors with the eligibility rule coming into play this year, meaning that in essence you're given a free year of competition?
I think it depends on a few things. One, it's health. Can your body hold up? Some of these guys have been wrestling for 15, almost 20 years. And can you go through it? Can your body continue to stay the weight class that you've been wrestling for maybe 5 years and do it for another 6 years? So those are things that you're going to consider. Or do you have an opportunity to win a national championship either as an individual or as a team? I would assume H.Hidlay wants to come back.
You know, and for guys like Hidlay, who has extensive freestyle and potential for a world and Olympic gold in his future, that international wrestling becomes a key cog in that thought process as well.
Certainly, certainly. But you can do more by just wrestling. So at this point, it's 19-5. At this point, H.Hidlay has enough for what's called riding time. So if he keeps his opponent down and secures the riding time, he will be up 20-5, which will be considered a technical fall. So it's pretty important that H.Hidlay keeps Josh McClure down for these last 17 seconds.
Switch attempt by McClure, trying to use that height. And he is trying to come over the top, and
We had a stall call. The official said that Hayden Hidlay went to the leg and did not try to work his way up, but it doesn't matter. He's got 6 seconds to keep him down and to try and secure a tech fall.
Hidlay maintains, and Hidlay scores the second tech fall win of the night, and the flex. That's a familiar sight for opponents in the ACC. He remains perfect against opponents from this conference. 26-0, pure domination from H.Hidlay.